they had changed something in the reality. They are disclosing that they are doing all this type of research on wormholes, black holes, change of time and space, officially.
What if reality isn't as stable as you think? What if, somewhere beneath the border of Switzerland and France, a machine exists that can briefly tear open the fabric of existence, not metaphorically, not philosophically, but physically? In November 2009, CERN's Director of Research, Sergio Bertolucci, made a statement that most people quickly forgot. He suggested that the Large Hadron Collider could reveal unknown unknowns.
We are more interested in the unknown unknowns than in the known unknowns.
An extra dimension, something unexpected, maybe even a door. And if such a door were to open, it would exist for only a fraction of a second, 10 to the minus 26 seconds. Less than a blink, less than a thought, but long enough to peer through, or send something in, or let something come out. And then it would close, as if nothing ever happened.
Sergio Bertolucci, the head of research, who says, out of this door might come something, or we might send something through it. There would be an open door, but that even with the power of the LHC at his disposal, he would only be able to hold it open a very tiny lapse of time, 10 to 26 seconds, but during that infinitesimal amount of time, we would be able to peer into this open door, either by getting something out of it or sending something into it.
CERN is a real place. A 27-kilometre underground ring called the Large Hadron Collider accelerates particles to nearly the speed of light and smashes them together to understand the smallest building blocks of reality. In 2012, it confirmed the existence of the Higgs boson, the particle linked to mass itself. But before that discovery, there were serious concerns. The LHC operates at energy levels never before reached in a laboratory. Some theoretical models predicted microscopic black holes or exotic states of matter. In 2008, lawsuits were filed attempting to stop the machine, not because it was proven unsafe, but because no one could guarantee it was safe. The courts dismissed the cases due to lack of jurisdiction, and the machine powered on. Humanity began recreating conditions that existed moments after the Big Bang. We built a device capable of simulating the birth of the universe, and we switched it on. Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger, a Swiss scientist with decades of experience in Geneva, once described asking CERN physicists how many dimensions officially operate there. Their answer was 17, not 4. 17.
So how many dimensions officially are living in the CERN? And they both said 17, very affirmatively.
Some advanced physics theories suggest multiple hidden dimensions beyond our perception. But when scientists speak of 17 dimensions as operational frameworks, it forces a deeper question. If more dimensions exist, then our visible reality may only be a fraction of a much larger structure. And when particles collide at unimaginable energy levels, are we simply observing matter or interacting with hidden layers of existence? In 2008, the LHC powered on. In 2009, major collisions began. Around that same period, something else began spreading globally. Large groups of people noticed inconsistencies in collective memory. This phenomenon became known as the Mandela Effect. Thousands, then millions, remembered events, logos, and movie lines differently from recorded reality. The Monopoly man with a monocle. Luke, I am your father. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Hundreds of small differences. Maybe it's faulty memory. That's the rational explanation. But the timing is unsettling. The Mandela Effect gained momentum at the exact moment the most powerful collider in history began recreating the birth of the universe. Coincidence, perhaps, but the overlap is difficult to ignore. Some theorists propose that reality may not be a single fixed timeline, but a collection of parallel versions existing simultaneously. These versions would be nearly identical, with microscopic differences. If high-energy experiments disturb something at a fundamental level, could we have shifted into a neighbouring version of reality? A version differing by only 1%? On paper, 1% seems insignificant. On a human level, it feels massive when memory and reality don't align. Before jumping to extreme conclusions, consider something simpler. Human perception is inherently unstable. The brain constantly edits, fills gaps, adjusts colour, and reconstructs memory over time. Memory is not a recording, it is a reconstruction. So when memory and reality don't match, the explanation may lie in psychology rather than physics. The tension lies between these two possibilities. Is it the universe, or is it us? The verification gap institutions like CERN publish research on black holes, wormholes, quantum entanglement, and space-time curvature, but most people cannot independently verify any of it. We cannot observe subatomic particles, access raw collision data, or inspect experiments firsthand. We are told what occurred, and we accept it because we lack the tools to confirm otherwise. This creates a structural gap between action and verification. In that gap, trust replaces direct proof. Officially, CERN is located in Switzerland due to political neutrality and international cooperation. But geographically, it sits near the Alps and the Mont Blanc Massif, one of Europe's most geologically complex regions. Deep fault systems, quartz-rich rock formations, and natural electromagnetic variations exist there. Historically, major human structures were rarely built randomly. The Great Pyramid aligns precisely with true north. Stonehenge aligns with solstices. Machu Picchu sits between fault lines and astronomical markers. Whether symbolic or practical, location has always mattered. When the most powerful machine ever built is placed in a specific region of Earth, questions naturally arise. CERN is now planning a much larger collider, 91 kilometers instead of 27, higher energy, deeper collisions, expanded research. Officially, it is about pushing scientific understanding further, but if reality itself operates on delicate balances, increasing the scale inevitably raises new questions. What happens when we push the boundaries even further? Hidden patterns in reality. Some researchers have noticed unusual alignments and energy grids that seem connected to historically significant sites. Major structures, ancient and modern, often sit at intersections of geological, astronomical, or energetic significance. CERN itself is positioned in such a grid, and some theorists speculate that the machine's location may interact subtly with unseen forces of the planet. Could it be coincidence? Perhaps. Or perhaps there's a hidden layer to our reality that humanity is only beginning to touch. There is no confirmed evidence that CERN altered reality. No proof that parallel universes merged. No data proving dimensions opened and closed. But curiosity remains. Humanity has always pushed limits, splitting the atom, walking on the moon, decoding DNA. Each breakthrough revealed how much we still don't understand. Maybe the Mandela Effect is collective memory distortion amplified by the internet. Maybe it is psychology. Or maybe reality is more flexible than we assume. Perhaps it has layers. Perhaps doors can open briefly, so briefly we never consciously notice. And when they close, they leave behind only tiny inconsistencies, 1% shifts, small enough to dismiss, large enough to unsettle. If a door opened for a fraction of a second, would we even know? Or would we simply feel that something changed and never fully understand why? At the end of the day, this is not just a story about machines or physics. It's about human curiosity and our drive to explore. We seek answers, patterns, meaning, and sometimes the answers challenge the very fabric of what we believe. CERN may just be one piece in a vast puzzle we are only beginning to understand. Every observation, every experiment, every anomaly invites us to question our assumptions. Perhaps reality is not rigid but fluid, a canvas that responds to our probing in ways we cannot yet measure or comprehend. Watching, questioning, exploring, These are acts of courage in themselves. We may never have full answers, but by observing, documenting, and reflecting, we participate in the unfolding story of the universe. What you see may not be everything that exists, but it is a doorway into possibilities you hadn't imagined. Keep your mind open, be curious, and never take the world for granted. The doors may open in ways you can't anticipate, but the journey through them starts with attention, imagination, and a willingness to look beyond the obvious.